Good day, guys. This is Dutch. I'm here in my classroom. Today I'm going to be doing a quick overview of disassembling my P322, and we're going to just go. We're going to do cleaning. Cleaning is basic. So the stuff I normally use when I'm cleaning is I use CLP. I use different types of gun treatment. If I was using, my weapon, I fired quite a bit. I had a lot of carbon and dirt on it. I'll use some of this carbon cleaner right here. Also, sometimes I use stuff like this. This is like grease, and it just helps with the functionality of the moving parts inside the weapon. But first, you always want to start with getting yours a basic cleaning kit. Most cleaning kits, have one or two functions, but the one I have, this one is a military issue one. So you have your bore brushes, you have your regular brush, and then you have your bores. And I like to add to it, you're going to have different types of patches. Different types of patches, and then you're gonna have, the main thing you always use is your Q-tips. Q-tips is the main thing you need when you're cleaning. And I like to add in wipes. I like to initially wipe my weapon down with wipes and get that excess dirt off, and then we go into getting dirty, dusty and dirty with the ground. So always you're gonna do before you start cleaning weapon. Here's my P32. You're always gonna make sure it's clear. So you're gonna always check and make sure there's a better magazine. I already take the magazine out, but you always want to make sure it's clear. So you're going to look down the barrel. Look down the magazine well, look down the barrel, make sure it's clear. And then that's how you do it. And then now you just go through your disassembly function. On this particular weapon, there's a little lever right here. You kind of flip it up, slide it over, and it's simple. Real simple. And this one, it doesn't have too much disassembly to it, so you only got the upper receiver and the lower receiver, and everything else is just easy cleaning. So like I said in the beginning, the first thing I would do is get my wipe, and I would just wipe off all the excess, just the excess dirt off. You wipe the excess dirt off, all the parts, interior, exterior, and that's what you do initially. And then after that, I will spray a light coat of this gun treatment on there. Just a little bit, and that's just just to get a little bit on there. And with that, I let it sit in for like maybe 2 minutes. 2 minutes is over, and now I just go back with like the base stuff. You got your brush. You just gonna, now you just go ahead and getting all the surface dust on, all the surface dirt and grime. Just gonna take that off. I'm gonna brush it all off. Same thing with the upper receiver. You're gonna get all that excess grime and dust and dirt off here, outside, inside. That's it. And once you get all that done, you may have to use your metal brushes in case some stuff won't come off. But in this case, this weapon is pretty clean. I clean it pretty regularly, so ain't too much on there. Like I said, just going through the overview. And then what I would do next is I would get Q-tips. You're gonna have your trusty Q-tip and use your Q-tip to go around the whole weapon. Getting all that extra dirt off that comes from the breakdown of using the bore brushes. Get all that stuff off. Inside and out, and you're working through until you feel your weapon is very clean. So you gotta look through all the nooks and crannies and make sure it's good to go. And you want to stop all this cleaning when your Q-tip doesn't come back as dirty. You want to get it as light as possible after all your rubber. So you may go through 15, 20 Q-tips. It's necessary. Weapon got to be clean it the right way. So for the sake of argument, we're going to assimilate and say that the Q-tip is now clean. So at this point is where you want to make sure you have a little bit of lube on the weapon, because you don't want too much, but you want to make sure you got enough. And at this point, I would just spray some of this on my Q-tip, and you go back through your weapon and you just lightly lube everything down, because lubing makes all the functional parts work. All right, that's the upper receiver. Lower receiver. Go right back through with the upper receiver. Like I said, you just want a light coat. You don't want to put too much, but you want a light coat to make sure it functions. All right, and after that, let's take an argument. We're gonna say we're done cleaning. All we're gonna do is go through the disassembly. We're gonna assemble it. Put it back together. Kind of just slide it on there. There you go. Now Now weapons back together. Just do a quick function check. Make sure it's on. Trigger squeeze. Works perfect. If you thought that video was helpful, you like it, give me a subscribe to my channel. Give me a like. Dead signing off.